Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Teachers Gist with Wumi World, a platform for teachers by teachers. Today, I'm going to introduce Teachers Gist with Wumi World, and on this platform, we're going to share our innovative strategies, our best teaching practices, and above all, celebrating our professionals. So get ready for the gist, the juice, and the genius of teaching. I'm excited today to introduce one of our amazing teachers. Like, when I say amazing, this person is a top-notch educator, right? Mr. Sammy Adeaga. Mr. Sammy, welcome on the show.
Nice having me on your show.
Welcome, Mr. Sammy. How are you doing?
I'm fine, and you?
Yeah, very well. Tell us about yourself.
My name once again is Sammy Adeaga. I'm from Oyo State, if I'm to be precise. I'm from a polygamous background. My journey started somehow for me while I was in secondary school. I never see myself being in teaching line, but a classmate of mine was the first person to pronounce me as a teacher.
Wow.
And I was mad at that statement.
That when you were in secondary school, okay.
So she said, "Wow, you're a born teacher." Though somebody at first for calling me a born teacher, because as a then.
Well, would you share with us what she saw? What were you doing then that made you call? Made her call you?
It's okay. Actually, it's a memory I can't easily forget like that, because at every point in time, if I look backward at how my life began to grow, it was one of our English class. Late Mrs. Sincero, she's late now, she was taking us this particular topic in English, conditional statement, using if language. So we were being given an assignment of which everybody did, and I discovered that I scored the highest mark. So people were not like, how did this guy that doesn't answer question in class? Silent one, how did he didn't ask to come and explain? So forgetting that I was in the class, I just pick up the chalk, mount the board. So everybody listening came.
They were stunned at
the way your
inbuilt professionalism.
I never knew I was explaining something serious, but they were able to get what I was explaining. Then the girl said, then the teacher said, wow. God forbid, I will know how children behave. God forbid. No.
So I will just take a pause there. What exactly did you want to become?
Originally, I wanted to be an aeronautical engineer.
Oh! That's serious. Because I know Mr. Adeaga he studied electrical,
electronics, technical education.
So they call it elect. How does that correspond with teaching? I don't understand.
Actually, when I was about to do my PC, then the one being called Unified Jam now, I don't know. I mean, maybe it's Unijam or whichever way they call it.
Like I said the other time, me, I am a baby teacher, right? So I've been bringing Agba teachers, like senior men, senior colleagues.
So
I don't even know what is PC, but it's more like
Polytechnic and Colleges of Education.
Okay.
Entrance examination. So as at that time, I wrote
something like JAM.
Yes, they were. It's part of JAM, but now being segregated. As at that time, unlike now that it's unified. So as at that time, I remember sitting for the exam, and why sitting for the? No, during the course of my filling the form, the space provided for putting the name of the institution you want to attend was so small that I could not fill the name properly, and I never knew that the schools available where I was going to were Osun State College, Osun College were so much as at that time that I couldn't differentiate which one is which. So along the line, I had to just put Osun State College off, and I ended the writing there. So along the line, when the admission came in, I discovered I was making an addition to Osun State College of Education. I never knew that I can do change of institution. Just for you to know that it's God's doing. I never knew I can change the school.
Like the way people will say, destiny is finding its what? Destiny is kind of playing out on you.
Definitely.
So you were in a college of education.
Yes.
Okay.
So I was given an addition to study electrical electronics, technical education, and my second choice was automobile technical education as well. So I decided to go for the electrical electronics. So In the course of my study, a friend of mine said, teacher look my shit.
Wow.
And as at that time, seeing teachers, the way they dress, the way they appear, is not encouraging at all. They were not well taken care of. And private school is not as much as these days now. So I woke up to one of my lecturers then and I told him, is it a must that if I finish as an AC technical education graduate, must I teach? He said, no. You can work in any organization in as much as you know what you are doing. It's a technical educational program. And I said, okay, if I should take it, I took it with all myself.
Okay.
So thereafter, when I finished my NC in 1997. So for the rest of that 1997, I couldn't get a job because I was running away from teaching line. Because all the offer that I was coming my way happens to be a teaching job. But lo and behold, when it was 1998, I said, oh no, you have no choice than to do what? Just get into this.
Just take it.
Just take it.
So you fall into the category of people that don't really want to teach, but somehow the vast goals of life got them into the teaching line.
It definitely is.
Well, it's very good to know this. I know that right now you're not just the regular teacher now, you are an ICT teacher. So we call you ICT guru, right?
Yes.
So how has that been? I don't know. Do you really relate with children or students like every other classroom teacher would do? Or what's the difference? ICT is a special kind of subject that's not, when we talk of social studies now, there's a way we relate, we're dancing in class and all that. But ICT, what do you want to tell us about it?
Okay. The world is going global.
Yeah.
And educationally, ICT has brought education to the four walls of every rooms now, every houses.
Yeah.
Even not for ICT.
I think you were going to say not global now, like the world is going digital.
Yes, that's what I'm trying to say. Digital in what sense is that if you look at it now, not everybody had to go to school to go and sit down in the forum of the class. You can have your lectures online, whichever way it is. Now, there is this new thing in the educational sector, which we'll call it SEN, that is special educational needs for special students, for special children.
Yeah.
For the help of ICT, these children have been able to, they are being well taken care of now these days because of ICT. And if not for ICT, some of these technologies being introduced won't be. You understand what I'm saying now?
I know right now, registration of courses, imputing results, even writing exams, most of those things now are being done like online.
Yes, that is not even the angle we are looking at it from now. We are looking at it from the angle of what these children tends to benefit. ICT has fostered their learning. In what way? You discover that most of these children can handle most of these gadgets than we, the adults, can do.
Yeah, that's true.
So
interesting, and I like the fact that you ponder on the fact that things are really changing.
Yes. The world is evolving.
Digitally.
Yes.
And everybody should lock into that now, because you have some teachers right now, they are saying, no, we can't do anything online, we can't do. I remember pandemic period.
That's where I'm going to.
Everybody had to go online. If
not for the ICT,
yeah,
the children won't be able to learn for a complete, let me say, 6 months.
Yeah.
They were at home, but with the help of the ICT, children were able to receive lectures in their various houses at the same time.
Amazing. So I'm going to ask you one question now. When you look at the educational industry, most people say it's a female-dominated industry, and maybe the primary school sector, because when you look at secondary school, you have more male than female, but primary school we have more female, and I don't want to believe any of this, because I think the teaching profession should not just be, it shouldn't be gender based.
Definitely is.
Yes, because a man should be able to teach, a woman should be able to teach also. And even most people say no, when it comes to nurturing, mothering and all of those things, that it's a thing of women. So what do you see to that, or what's your take on that?
Actually, if you look at it from the family setup itself, the way the family is being set up, the early age of a child is almost being spent
with the mother.
So if you look at the primary setting, which happens to be the early stage of education, so I always go with the idea of women taking care of them. Now in primary school, we have the lower primary, we have the upper primary. So anything the lower primary handle, I will support the idea of the female handling them because they understand them the more.
Well, where do we put the place of what is happening in our society that men cannot even do anything with maybe children? Because I feel even in families, men
being our nature. I talk to you, I want you to respond. But women don't need that. Body language alone, they understand what the child means. They understand what the child wants. You understand what I'm saying now? So I give it to them.
I respect my gender.
When I say emotionally, women are stronger than the men emotionally, but physically we also really.
Come on now, tell them.
So I give it to them in that hand.
Alright.
God help us.
Yes, God help us. That's it. So do you also think that men should be teaching? When you look at the economic demands, of families, economic demands of families, of meeting up with life standard and all that, do you think men should be teaching?
Why not?
Is the money enough to take care of family? The money you are being paid?
Listen, let me just correct this impression. There is no money being paid that can be enough for you. Every organization, be it educational sector, be it whatever you call it, is just an appreciation.
Sir.
You understand what I'm saying now? So everybody has his own calling, and you are bound to be there. And when you are there, do your own part and do the rest.
So at what point do you think teaching is your own calling?
When I picked it up, I remember really. Okay, let me put it this way. I would say I've been more fulfilled in teaching line than any other job.
Oh wow.
I've worked in the corporate sector as an IT manager, and I achieved nothing.
Oh.
My first landed property, the house God gave to me,
another landlord in the building,
was as a result of teaching.
Wow.
And then it sounds funny because I never believe I can achieve that.
Oh.
I was still sharing that testimony with someone 2 days ago or yesterday that whatever I'm able to achieve is through education. Even the so-called children God give to me is through education I've been able to achieve, seeing them through whatever they've been going through.
The thing is, there's this popular saying that the children of teachers are really intelligent and they are really, really brilliant. So, yes, but somehow I think it's because of you can't be dedicated to other people's children and you won't be there for your own children. So in that case, somehow, or maybe it's just God-given that, children of teachers are
okay,
let
me just come in from that angle. If you happen to be a teacher, there's one thing to be dedicated, there's another thing not to be dedicated. Many of the so-called teachers are not being called. Let me use the word called. Some are called by their belly, just like we have in the ministry.
Called by their belly.
Because apart from the fact that situation warrants some people to be in the teaching line, but many are not being called just because of the love they have for the profession itself. You see some people, when they get into the profession, the way and manner they present themselves before the children, which their charisma alone, their presence supposed to have a positive impact upon the children's life. You understand what I'm saying now? So it's not at times when I move around and I come across of recent at Adeaga here, because I work at in grade school, high school. I walk into one of these mats, and in getting there, I was about to pay at the POS point, and a grown-up woman, by my side view, was able to know that this is Mr. and he said, "This is Mr. Adeaga, my maths teacher."
Oh,
and I look at the so-called lady. And I said, I can't pick the face. She said, She mentioned her name. I said, one of my stubborn students then. I thought and she laughed and I said, wow, you never changed except for the gray hair on your head. These are
it's really fulfilling to know that.
That is the bottom line.
Yes.
She was bold enough.
Maybe 20 years, 30 years, and somebody just walk up to you and say, oh, you are my teacher. And there's a way teachers just make significant impact in the life of
that
people.
Is the joy.
And that's why we call ourselves, life changers. You impact life. Sometimes it's not something you are even invested. You just do it passionately. Just happen. Just like a flow of love. You keep giving it. So I'm going to ask you right now. There's no profession that is without challenge.
Definitely yes.
So what are some of your challenges so far? How long have you taught? Have you been teaching?
I got into the teaching profession in 1999.
1999. That is still like over 20 something.
It's 25 years.
Yes, so 25 years. Wow.
So, let me put it.
I'm a small baby.
The challenges are enormous, but let's just put it from this side. You discover that in teaching, you discover that there are diverse or different kind of children. I started my teaching with lower primary class. At the point in time, I moved into the upper primary.
Wow.
And you discover that in the course of teaching, you discover that there are some, though while I was in College of Education, there's this course we call special education, where you discover that some children are special in nature. The sight alone makes them special. For the fact that they are unable to spell makes them special. For the fact that some hate calculation makes them special. So these are all the difficulties as a teacher you are expected to do what? Come across. Let alone considering the parents now. Because the parents forget to understand that we are surrogate parents in the school. And the way they address us with the teachers, they see us as anyhow person and paying. So, but which is not supposed to be, because it's a challenge on our side. Because most parents look down on the teachers as a professional.
Well, I think because of how passionate teachers are, we are not really moved about all of those comments. Because at the end of the day, you see a teacher being bullied by a parent, and at the end of the day, the teacher still goes ahead to make sure that child passes.
Definitely yes.
Common entrance, the child passes WAEC and all of those things. So I'll give it to teachers. Well done for the great job you're doing.
Thank you very much.
We're proud of you. We salute you. Teachers they call us the unsung heroes.
Definitely.
You are just the superheroes in your classes, and nobody noticed. So, but thank you for all that you do. Challenges are just most time it's all around parents. But I think parents out there too. I can't stop saying this over and over again that please and please appreciate your teachers. They stand in gap for you when you're not there. We are now in the century where we have everybody just working, not one, not two. We hardly have parents staying at home with children now. Everybody wants to work, and it's understandable. But if your teachers are there working with your children, please stop the bullying. There's a recent video I saw online where a parent was beating a teacher. So I heard the person was maybe a cleaner, maybe not, but whoever, maybe a support staff or whatever, it's not something that is supposed to happen. What do you think about that?
No. I'm very much against that.
Totally.
I'm completely against that. I don't see any reason why the parent have to walk into the school. If at all you have any grievance to complain, you walk up to the school management and lodge your complaint.
And there's this thing we have in different organizations. Teachers are not meant to retaliate. Teachers are not meant to talk. Teachers are not meant to fight back. But in a case when somebody landed me 5 slaps or maybe like 3, and I'm still being quiet, is that being professional? What do you think if I slap the person back? At least let me give him a slice of what he gave me. Do you think I will be wrong?
I've not.
Well, what's your take on that? Do you think that person, that support staff, or maybe the teacher should at least give that man one lesson of his life?
I'm on the head, so I don't know. I don't want to be quoted by.
You don't want to be quoted. But God help us. Maybe we should just put a pause on that issue. But I think it's not something right. We are grooming children, and these children will one day grow up. Some of them will see these videos online. In fact, the child that
children were there when the incident was.
Those children that experienced that, there's this thing it just sets up in their brain that some of them, for them to recover from all of those things, it may take a while. And that is why parents, we are begging you, please, you can do better. Love your teachers, love the one working with your children, and do your bit. Like I always say that we only build on the foundation. We only build on the foundation that is existing. So what the child brought from home is what the teacher will work upon. So Mr. Sammy, please, what are some of your achievements, like biggest achievement? I know you are a landlord already. So what are some of your achievements again? And yes, there's this popular saying that teachers don't really, the passionate one. I know you are passionate, they don't work for the money. Are you? Is that the same thing with you?
That is a big lie. That teachers don't work for the money. If you are not working for the money, then what are you working for?
You are working to change lives.
Don't let us deceive ourselves. Let me just cite an example for you. When we say we are not working for the money, when you started and the salary you are given at first, why not stick to that? Why change job?
Right.
We use the word greener pasture. The pasture has never been greener than ever. It has always been from one place to another.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? The profession remains the way it is, but the pay pack is what you are just doing, what trying to defect. So finding myself where I am now is as a result of I want better pay. You understand what I'm saying now?
So that
compared
means,
to what I'm doing.
Yeah, okay.
You understand what I'm saying now? Not compared to what I'm earning, compared to what I'm doing. What I'm doing has not changed.
Yes, what you are doing has not changed.
But what I'm earning is what is not enough.
Oh. Anyway.
I think, now let me just explain it. I think as at that time, before changing that, I'm being underpaid. I'm not well appreciated enough.
Okay.
So I have to let me change in my environment where I'll be well appreciated.
Okay.
So that's what I did. And that is what every of my noble colleagues have been doing.
Okay.
Yes.
My take home from your session today is that money can never be enough.
Definitely.
And that struck me really hard, that money can never be enough. And that is why there's the economists, one of the economists, yes, says that human needs are what? Insatiable. Insatiable. I read that, or they said it's not insatiable now, that is insatiable. So human needs are insatiable, and then when you have this, you want more, because the bigger your income, the bigger your expenses. And that is why I agree with you when you say that your income, whatsoever you are earning, can never be enough. But what they do to you at your organization or wherever you are working is that you are being appreciated. And I think that should drive us to even do more as teachers. So far you are being appreciated. And I want to also appreciate the teachers out there that you're not just staying in the box. You have to get out of the box now, right?
Yes.
And I won't condemn anyone going for extra activities after work. You still do online, you do more lessons like private practices all over the places. There are some of the teachers that they do MC, they do all sorts, being able to manage different roles together. And that is why we say our teachers are superheroes. They wear many hats. So today a teacher can be an engineer, tomorrow a teacher can be this, you can be anything. So thank you, Mr. Sammy, for coming on the show today.
Thanks.
It's been amazing hearing your unique story. You also want to share with us what you would like to say to somebody out there that is just laid back because they don't want to go into the teaching profession. What would you like to tell the person?
Actually, let me start with this. As a person, you need to search inwardly what you are called to do. You should have this, there's what we call discerning spirit. You should be able to discern what exactly you are being called to in terms of service. At a particular point in time of my life, I discovered that my movement, all in the name of, because I will always remember this. I wrote something down when I was writing the kind of write-up. I said, I wanted to be an aeronautical engineer, but I found out I'm being called to be a teacher. That sheet of paper is somewhere I kept
That is like, that's the point of discovery in your life, that, oh, because my story was similar to that. I never wanted anything serious. I never wanted anything that would stress me. So I was in between. I don't want to be this. I want to be that. I don't want to be a medical student where I have to stay 7 years, 8 years in school, but I can manage a nurse. So, but then I find out that at the long run, just like somebody called you a born teacher, my mom was the one that called me a born teacher and was like, so stop stressing yourself. Because the passion was just there. I'll go around my street, picking my neighbors' children and teaching them. But then I still have at the back of my mind that there's something else I'm looking for, which is not supposed to be so. Maybe because I don't have counselors or people that can guide me to say that, oh, just go for this thing, right? And there's more for us, even as teachers. There's more for you out there as a youth or somebody, looking for admission into school. Don't stress yourself. And I was going to make you say some of the things that we benefit. What's some of our benefit as teachers?
Okay, let me quickly say this. Of recent, I was we might know of this popular actress. There are two, but one is more famous than
Okay.
If you are once a fan of this family soap opera called One Love, then Okwemiko Bangbopa happens to be one of the lead actors in that home movie. It's a soap opera. This episode films. I happen to be a class teacher in primary school, and at long run, I thought I gained in secondary school.
Wow.
As if that is not enough, many people know Taiwo Azan, the popular actor known as Ogogo.
Yeah.
Our first child happens to be my student in primary school. So and many other people like that. And where I found fulfillment was when I was walking by the roadside, and I come across any one of them that I must have forgotten, and the way they called me, and they are not ashamed to relate with me.
And it kind of opens some doors for you.
I was even looking for something for a colleague, so I never knew the girl was. She's very tall. The lady was tall. She was like, Mr. Adeaga. I was like, who? And this BRTQ. I said, I'm sorry, I can't remember. She said, you taught me JS3.
Wow.
You taught me basic tech.
One thing is that the children will always remember.
I was like, oh, what's the name?
Remember.
She mentioned the name, and I said, where are you working? And she said, I'm one of the staffs at NAMTAC. I said, wow. And I said, I was even looking. She said, no problem. This is my number. And I was able to, and she was able to assist.
So that is like one of the numerous benefits of teaching.
You understand what I'm saying now? So it goes beyond. My first traveling out was from educational sector, from in school.
Beautiful.
So it goes. If you think you can achieve anything through teaching, I have an aunt. She's a PhD holder. She's a teacher as in all her life, but she retired as an educationist through WAEC. So being a teacher is not a crime. Being a teacher does not demote you. Being a teacher does not say that you not get to where you want to get to in life. So if you find yourself in that field, be happy. But on one ground, whatever you are doing, remember you are molding lives.
Yes.
And the way you mold that life, the result is not in the life of those children now. That by the side. Remember that you have young children as well.
Yeah.
Whatever you do unto that will be returned back to you.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Mr. Sammy, for coming on the show.
Thanks so much.
You have said all our hearts, like saying the benefit and saying all that we can, you can achieve as a teacher. It's a lot. And he has only touched on few things from so many things that you can benefit from. And he kept mentioning special needs, a special needs educator too, right? And it's amazing working with children with their there are different difficulties and all of those things, but then happily doing it, you know, without restraints, without you feeling bad about anything. Because one thing about teaching also is that, you know, as much as we like to have the money, the appreciation and all of those things, there's this joy in your heart when you see the child you're working with, a child that is not talking, that started talking, you know, all of a sudden, a child that is not writing, a child that can't communicate well, and the next minute the child is communicating. This is, you know, this gives joy. And the joy is not just something, it's something you will remember for life, that, oh, I work with a child, I know that the child is not talking and all of those things. So Mr. Sammy, thank you so much. We want to have you sometimes, want to come on the show sometimes again, right? But thanks for today, we really learned from you. My take home, I'll say it again, everything is not about money, and you can't have it all. You can't get it all. And one thing I learned from his journey is that, you know, he went through all the stages. So I won't be surprised seeing him working in the university also, lecturing. Maybe he didn't want to announce that.
I've lectured and I'm still lecturing.
Can you imagine that? He worked with the lower primary, the upper primary, he worked in the secondary, and he's lecturing. So, you know, the different phases of teaching, he has really explored it, and this is really amazing, it's inspiring. I can say to myself now that I brought a great man to the show. Thanks for coming. God bless you.
Thanks for having me, Wumi.
Alright, so I have something really big to give you. This is from our hearts to you, right?
No problem.
If I have $1 million today, I'll still give it to you. But thank you for coming. I want you to, oh my, I really want to appreciate you with this. Wow. My team and I, so we are Teachers Gist with Wumi World, and what we do is appreciating teachers, appreciating the unsung heroes. Thank you for all that you do, right?
Thank you.
And you said something the other time, that remember, teachers, that you are not just teaching for the money right now. You are molding generations, you are building nations. Those little kids you are teaching now, they will fly. Some of them will be the president. And what you are teaching them, that life you are molding today, you will be affected one way or the other.
Yes,
imagine your student being the president of the country. Or some of them that are even in politics already, in local government and all that. There's a way something you have impacted in the child will actually, you know, impact the nation. So thank you, Mr. Sammy, for coming. This is from our heart to you, like our deepest heart. Okay, and to all our viewers out there, thank you for staying through today. We love you so much. Thanks for your support. Right, so follow us on Instagram, Teachers Gist with Wumi World, and look out for our different episodes on YouTube, Teachers Gist with Wumi World. Like us, comment, and subscribe. Subscription is free actually. Thank you, and right now we're going to say bye for now.
Bye. Thank you.